Hi guys, let's tune in. Today we will be talking about energy from the standpoint of chemistry. And remember that the point of going through these definitions is to help us understand our own energy better. So I'd like to review quickly what energy is. Energy is the capacity to create change. We all want change. The question is, where is our current capacity of energy going? Right? Look at your life, ask, where is my energy going? Is that relationship reciprocal? If it's not, cut it off. Now you have energy to put towards what you want. Okay? So let's go through the definition. Energy is the ability to cause changes in matter, especially during chemical reactions. We will be working with ability first, right? Ability is having the resources needed to use energy. So if we think about our piggy bank example, we have certain money, certain resources that allow us to take certain actions. It doesn't mean just because you have the money, just because you have the energy, that you're even using it to begin with. And once you do decide to use it, are you using it in the best way? You may not even be aware of the fact that certain things, people, places, and even internal systems are taking away that energy. So, what are some ways we can think of this resource that is our energy and what we need in order to use that energy? Yes, the money example, our knowledge, skills, awareness, emotional capacity, right? Just because you have it doesn't mean you are using it yet. But if you do have it, you have the ability to do something with it. Okay? Now, the ability to cause changes in matter. We can think of the word cause. Cause is a verb, it's an action. Think of all of the plethora of actions we could do: to sing, to dance, to love, to read, to learn, right? Whatever actions you are choosing to carry out will have an effect. Cause and effect. The question is, what are we causing? What are we initiating in our lives to begin with? Cause is the action or process that starts the change. Again, we all want to change. We all have certain abilities in order to carry out that change. But are you actually taking action on it, right? I like this example for the action you can take, the cause, like a confrontation. How many of us are afraid of confrontation? But really, I would say that we're nervous about confrontation because we don't know what the answer will be. We don't know what to expect from that confrontation. But the point is that you can expect something. You can get the information that you need so you can do something with it. Start taking the action. And the other example we'll be using throughout this lesson is working out. Choosing to go exercise is a decision that will have an effect, okay? And for us tuning forks, we are choosing new thoughts, choosing new emotions and behaviors that will have an effect. But we don't always see the results of our choices right away, which brings us to matter. The ability to cause changes in matter. We're skipping over change for one moment. Now, matter is what is being changed. And what is being changed? Us, our routine, our habits, our thoughts, our emotions, right? So for our working out example, choosing to take that action, there are internal changes and transformations happening within the body that is allowing you to go work out. With the muscles, molecules, atoms, cells, there are certain functions. If I choose to lift something up, my brain had to tell my body to move Okay, you know, there are things internally that help us actually complete things externally. Now, let's think of this as tuning forks. We choose a thought, we choose an emotion, choose a behavior. What is happening internally before we actually see the results of those changes? The brain is creating new neural pathways. Your body is changing on a cellular level as you let go of trauma and do your somatic release and nervous system regulation. As you present yourself with new information, you are changing your thoughts, right? And you're changing not just your thoughts, your beliefs, which lead to habits changing, which changes your behavior. And I just want to say, even for our exercising example, how many days do you have to go to the gym before you actually see results? A long time, right? So we cannot get so caught up in instant gratification, which is something I would say most of us struggle with because of this technology world we live in today. Real change takes time, and don't get so caught up in what you can see. We as a society, we are so fixated on what we can see. There are many things that we can't see that are very real. So as you do this work, please be patient with yourself and know that the results will come. Which brings us to the results. The ability to cause changes in matter, especially during chemical reactions, right? This change. Now we are talking about the effect from the cause we did, from the action we took. We took an action, things are happening within us, and now we see the result. What actually becomes different after working out, and your molecules and atoms and muscles are working? Your strength is increased, your endurance, your fitness. And I'd also like to say that there are byproducts that come with any result, right? I didn't list off your health getting better. I didn't list off looking good, right? There are going to be byproducts of achieving your goals, of getting the result, things that you like and things that you may not like. And this is another important factor. Don't get so caught up on the result. Now, it can be a very good motivational tool for you to be focused on that desire one day. But if you've heard the saying, it's about the process, not the destination. It's within this change, you going to the gym every day, that you realize that maybe it wasn't about endurance and strength. That's what you thought it was. But it's like, wow, I can breathe better. I can live better. I can be a more regulated person because I'm putting my aggression into something, right? It's not until you're actually making the change that you see what it required of you, what it built within you. Because we can see so many people on social media be like, wow, they have a perfect life. I want this, I want that. But it's not that you want that. It's that you believe that you'll feel a certain way from getting that. But you have no idea what that person had to go through in order to actually achieve that. Okay? So 1 is comparison, and 2 is don't get so caught up in the result, because who you are today wanting that very well may change as you work to actually achieve it. Okay? So, again, for us tuning forks, as we choose the new thought, new emotions, our brain is changing, our emotional state is changing, our body is changing, our habits. What is the result of that? New thoughts, new emotions, new behaviors, new abilities, new possibilities, new outcomes in life. Because now my energy is going towards what I actually am trying to achieve. It's disciplined, it's regulated, it's focused, it's tuned in. Okay. So, last but not least in our definition is energy is the ability to cause changes in matter, especially during chemical reactions. Now, chemical reactions is the process that transforms matter. We just went through matter, that internal transformation that we can't always see. The internal transformation that allows you to now transfer that energy, right? Once you look at your life, start doing that transformational work, now you have a surplus of energy to actually give towards what you desire, because it isn't going towards the drama or the trauma or unhealthy relationships or a job that isn't reciprocal, right? Don't be afraid, again, to be the cause, to initiate the conversation, to get the information that you need so you can make a decision for yourself. That cause, that action, you have to be it. Stop waiting. This is one of the biggest tips I guess I have for today is don't wait for other people to change. You be the change. At least you're in control. At least you are the author of your own life, because I don't want to guarantee anything, but you'll be sitting here waiting for other people to change forever. Just move on. Just get the information that you need so that you can create the effect. You can change. So, in terms of our working out example, what is this chemical reaction that is a transformation and then transfer? Okay? Glucose and oxygen react to produce ATP. Right? When you eat something, your blood sugar levels, your glucose, your oxygen levels are all transformed within and converted into something called ATP so that you can use that energy for your muscle function, that it can actually be transferred to what is needed. Okay? So now for us tuning forks, this internal transformation that we do, choosing new thoughts, healing from the trauma and our emotional states, the new feelings. Once you experience that internally, it transforms your experiences. It's not sure, maybe your experiences actually change, but even because you within those experiences have changed, it is now a new experience for you. And those new experiences, due to you changing, is creating new patterns, new skills, new possibilities in life. So you transform, and that alters your world. Transfer of where your energy is going. Because even within that situation, right? Maybe you're not regulating your nervous system around people anymore. Maybe you're not so fixated on what this person has to say as truth anymore, right? It's transferring your energy in real time due to that transformation work you did. Okay? So, let us wrap up this lesson, okay? What is energy? The ability to create change. We all want to change. Depending on your resources, you have the ability to do something today, because choosing new thoughts, we all have access to the internet to obtain new information, okay? What causes this change? A process or reaction, right? We are looking at our lives, our routine, we're changing what our normal process is so we can change. And what ends up changing? The matter, the internal you. And how does this change happen? through chemical reactions that transform matter and transfer energy, right? Every time you create that new neural pathway, every time you do somatic release, you're changing your cellular body, like your DNA. And once that internal transformation is happening, you can now transfer that energy towards change, not just change within, because that's even a transfer, right? But we all want the results, right? And what is the result of doing all of this? A new physical state or substance, right? A new you, a new behavior. How many of us have seen people maybe after 10 years and they're completely different? That's because they did the work. You're just seeing who they are today. And how many of us has seen people after 10 years not change at all? It's because they didn't change. Why would their world change if they're internally not changing? Don't stay stuck around the same information, people, places, things, and you will slowly start to change, of course, but in the same way that we want to mix up our reality, we want to see what needs to mix up inside of us. Okay? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson today, and I will talk to you soon. Stay tuned in. Love you. Bye.